The video game news gods have hashtag blessed us with a week packed full of such powerful, thought-provoking, and important stuff that a miracle could happen in any moment.
Here we go!
What's up, Machinima fuck boys? I heard this show is just filled with a bunch of whiny babies talking about garbage that could almost be considered real news, so I had to come by like a goddamn jail warden and revoke your privileges.
Oh, where the fuck have you been?
Mexico.
Okay, well, why don't you do the honors this week, Brett? Get us started with some real hard-hitting ethical games journalism.
Sure thing. Last week, in what seemed like an April Fool's joke, a lawsuit was settled regarding a gaming channel on YouTube named Video Games.
Yeah.
And props to whoever was the one who just snatched that up right off the bat. The lawsuit was between 4 people. Brandon Keating and Ty Moss were the ones seeking damages, and Brian Martin and Marco Princip were the defendants. This whole thing happened because allegedly the 2 defendants didn't hold up their side of a signed agreement, which gave Keating and Moss partial ownership of the channel and some of the revenue.
What a mess. Anyways, lawsuits are fucking boring, so let's just break it all down and say that the court sided with Keating and Moss and awarded $20 fucking million in damages, which is probably more than any YouTube channel has ever made in its existence, let alone one that does 15 million views a month. Currently on the high end, according to Social Blade, the channel could potentially pull in around $680,000 a year. But those high-end Social Blade numbers are always way, way off. I mean, trust us. We know because ours says on the high end that it would be $350,000 a year, and we know that's not true because I ride a bicycle to work, and Elliot is still swimming in student loan debt.
Your corporate, overlords tell you that's what, the case is. Who knows?
I just keep
Keep
my eyes closed. I just do the work, Brett. I'm the guy in the slave thing down, just pushing that giant wheel that spins a tiny cupcake up top.
Even so, even if they made as much as the top amount listed on their page and were getting this many views per month since the beginning of YouTube, the channel would only be a couple million at best.
Yeah.
Now, regardless, this doesn't make their actions of fucking over their partners any less shitty, but it is a bit crazy.
Yeah.
But to add to the shittiness of its owners, they apparently flaked on paying a lot of their content creators who made videos for the channel during its growth. Now, it's hard to find all the threads and conversations about that fact because the channel name is so innocuous, but there are allegations out there, including some tweets from still prominent YouTubers within the space.
So maybe these guys had it coming to them because of karma. Who knows? But regardless, there's no way anyone running that channel has $20 million just sitting around to just hand over. So it'll be interesting to see exactly where this lands, but while inflated sums of money and crimes being exposed within the YouTube community is still in its infancy, it's pretty much par for the course when you're talking about governments. I mean, just this last week we saw the leak of the Panama Papers. But you can go watch our other video about that, because this is T.U.G.S. Why the fuck are we talking about the government wasting money?
Meet Congressman Duncan Hunter from California. Up until recently, he was only known for partaking in one extremely douchey activity, vaping. And not just your normal everyday driving around looking like an idiot vaping in your car, or the unforgivable act of vaping in a bar or restaurant. No, this man was blowing clouds during a goddamn congressional hearing.
What a brave soul. It was later found out that e-cigarette manufacturers were actually funding him, and that probably helped shape the choices that he made that day. So since 2010, he'd received over 30 grand in donations from those manufacturers. He really does seem like one of those guys who gets into office solely for the purpose of receiving kickbacks. Whatever, but now he's in hot water for not only blowing clouds of vapor, it looks like he's blowing steam as well. Ow, ow.
So, turns out this dude spent over $1,300 on Steam games using taxpayer dollars and tried to write it off as a personal expense that he could be paid back. Sounds like how we managed the old Realm budget, am I right? Shimmy! I mean, he either had a field day during a Steam sale, possibly over Thanksgiving because that's when all those purchases were made, or he just bought Train Simulator and loaded it the fuck up with Train DLC. Do you know that shit can actually cost thousands of dollars? People have weird fetishes.
Yeah. Either way, it was spent, and the Federal Election Commission made him elaborate on the charges, and that's when the congressman addressed it in a way that only a man who proudly vapes on the job would address it. He had a spokesman claim that his son was responsible for the charges, and that he only bought one game. So somehow after that, there were over 60 other charges, but he claims that those were completely unauthorized.
Oops.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened. This could all be very easily exposed by Valve and Steam, who would definitely have access to the records, but so far this is all we know. Now, to be fair, shadier stuff has definitely happened within the US government and governments around the world. What an understatement.
Yeah.
Spending $1,300 on Steam games is hardly controversial, considering what else goes on in this
Yeah.
fucked up world of ours, you know? It's just fucking hilarious that it had to be the son of a bitch who blows fat clouds is also the one gaming hardcore on Steam and blaming it on his son while he's running around with like 200 cool hats for his Team Fortress characters.
Yeah.
People still care about that, Chibi?
No.
Woo!
All those CSGO cases.
Oh.
Yeah, that's probably what he was doing. Gotta get on the CSGO lottery.
I want that knife.
He's just sitting there on CSGO lottery in like a congressional meeting. Fuck! Boosh! I just lost a $2,000 digital weapon skin.
God damn it, Syndicate and T. Martin. That's all they do now.
Well, they got the money to spend. But if you thought that was all the government and gaming news we had for you this week, buckle up, buckaroos, because we got a lot more. And this one involves everyone's favorite orange non-politician running for the highest office in the land, Donald Trump.
First of all, neither of us thought that T.U.G.S would be getting political this week. I didn't think anything about T.U.G.S the way I do any other week.
just showed up.
I mean, how did I even get here?
Yeah.
But this shit is so much funnier than bland fucking video game press release bullshit. You just gotta open your mouths and take our slop right to the face. And like kind of like hit your cheek a little bit in your eyes.
Dribbles
just,
down
like,
your
kinda
cheek.
Like, sorry.
Disgusting
Ugh.
fucking
Get a towel.
asshole.
Ugh. Anyways, here's what happened. Trump has been known for retweeting some pretty insane things,
Whoa.
including a couple of white supremacists, one of who literally had a Twitter handle that included the words white genocide.
That's a mistake.
Like,
Whoops.
Like kill white people, right?
No.
Right?
No,
I mean, that's good. That's a good, right?
Yeah, kill all white people. I agree. That's his new slogan. For
I mean, I just gotta think about the wording of things, guys. So it looks like he has a pretty loose hand when it comes to a quick retweet. Because then he could apparently just claim he didn't say it or even support it. Just retweet it. Oops, it happened. It's social media. I didn't know.
My son did it.
Oh, my.
He's all over the Twitters.
What can you do?
Yeah. This week he retweeted an altered Mass Effect video, which has since been taken down, and we'll get to that. But since we didn't see it, we'll quote IGN 10 out of 10's description of it. They said, "The Trump Effect video features clips of Trump, his supporters, his rivals, and a variety of news and stock footage, set to a speech by Martin Sheen's Elusive Man character from a Mass Effect 2 trailer."
Which a BioWare employee then pointed out was a bit strange. At Menvir here said, "I love the idea that Trump may think he's the elusive man who is verifiably the bad guy in the game."
Regardless of the message, BioWare's parent company EA didn't think it was very funny at all and promptly removed both the YouTube video and the Twitter post for copyright infringement. Now, to be fair, it's also a bit ironic that he would retweet something specifically based in Mass Effect, considering the mouthpiece for the party he's running with has come out against the game in the past because its characters have sex.
Ooh, gross.
Vaginas and penises. Digital vaginas and penises.
But speaking of sexiness, just flat out ruining video games.
Yep.
Remember last week when we took a very even-handed approach to this whole stupid fucking tracer body pose bullshit that was going around? People. Well, okay, let's be honest here. One forum user was complaining about her victory pose and saying it sexualized her or something, but really all that was happening was he probably couldn't take his eyes off that digital butt crack.
We said that it was a weird thing to be nitpicky about because of a few reasons, including the fact that women should be able to embrace their sexuality, even in a digital world, Brett, but more so that it's up to the person who's viewing the content to be the one who is sexualizing it or not. I'm sure a majority of people out there never even had the thought cross their mind that the pose was offensive, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Either way, Blizzard said they'd change it, and boy, did they.
So, this is the old Tracer victory pose. There is the butt crack that somebody probably tried to lick through their screen, you know, just because they're weird.
Yeah.
And now, don't worry, here is the new victory pose that they came up with. How about that?
Yeah, now you could sit here and argue all day about whether or not this new pose is more or less sexual than the old one. And people have been doing it all week long on the internet. But then you'd just be the type of person who gets into arguments in our comment section below the video that we never read unless they say positive things about us anyway.
Absolutely.
So it's just, you're saying it to no one.
Sure, it's a bit more playful, but her butt appears bigger.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, if you want to be a dick about it, her boobs are also shown off in this pose as well.
Yeah.
Not only that, Whereas the older pose had no referential piece of content attached to it, this new one is literally a recreation of a pinup model poster, which is something that certainly would have offended the delicate flower who complained in the first place.
Yeah, and yeah, now this is the official pose. This isn't Photoshop bullshit. Now, this is some legendary trolling on the part of Blizzard, and bravo. Even if they won't come out and directly admit it, regardless of what you think of the new pose, you have to at least give them some credit for the change. So bravo.
Didn't like this butt? How about this one? Oh, 30-degree angle shift, so juicy.
Anytime Brett can show off his chest is shirt's constantly up.
He's bigger than last time.
No, you're gonna ruin my collar.
Stop sexualizing. Stronger.
Yeah.
Oh, it's up to the audience. Are they sexualizing Ricky? I'm just showing them his body. He's just a human in the world, man.
I got hoes in Atlanta. Anyways, there's probably some real gaming news out there this week. Like, I don't know, a bunch of Uncharted 4 footage came out.
Boo.
PlayStation 4 had an update that allowed for both PC and Macs to do remote play.
I still have no idea why anyone would do this when you can just play that shit on your big ass TV instead of a laptop screen. Like, what are you at the airport? Come on, just live your life.
Yeah, who gives a shit? Let's get Inspector Gadget's son, Shibby2142, in here and give him just about a minute to take down another multi-million-dollar project from a major developer. What do you have for us this week, Shibs?
Quantum Break.
Nice foreskin sweatshirt.
It's an ode to Brett.
Yeah.
Pull up his episode.
Yeah.
So-
Shibby, confirmed, not circumcised. I
This-
thought you were Jewish.
That's Elliot's job,
Okay.
right?
No.
That the joke? No? Alright, never mind. This week's ethical and informed video game review goes out to Quantum Break. The only time-stuttering experience, even more than my reviews, for this Shipbox One console and the personal computer, the PC. Quantum Break is essentially
That's
a
what
shitty...
that stands for?
Yeah! Quantum Break is essentially a shitty third-person action adventure game in which your character, Jack Joyce, has time powers. From the very beginning, it's very clear that Jack has fucked up because his powers are on a cooldown, which to me makes zero sense. If you have time power, you want to spray your time juice all over, why not simply just be super overpowered?
Why are there so many jokes about cum this week?
I don't know.
This week.
All the weeks. It's all bullshit that while Jack has these... Wow, that came in hot. Good thing I slowed down time. Where was I? That Jack has these powers, look, but he has to use a firearm that is literally the most effective way to deal with all enemies. I'm very scared. And this all makes zero sense that because enemies in the game become invulnerable to the time powers. I don't want to make out with this bear right now.
He's Ted. He's
On.
a major film star.
And that this will hurt. That thing is rough. And that the game, you need to use the guns to progress in the game. And this is like having a super sexy Playboy model girlfriend, but no touchy. Time dodge these big blue balls. Censor that. All right, the FMV in the video game, might be wondering what that is. Full motion video is really bad. It's 20 to 30 minute TV episodes involving the story that essentially makes no choice because the big choices you make in the game make no sense. Yes, viewers, you need to stream those videos like Netflix to your console. And if you have a shitty internet connection or it's just garbage for streaming, well, fuck you, because you need to download all those videos for 75 gigabytes. Totally unreasonable. This game...
Say Benghazi.
What the fuck?
Says I hate queers, they're ungodly.
The game is also completely broken on PC, having awful frame rates depending on what refresh speed you have. And worst of all, ladies and gentlemen, AMD running better than Nvidia? What the fuck, Microsoft? This is your game and it's now off to a good start with the Xbox and PC future crossover. It's all just...
It's the crossover that gets it wrong.
I want to get this hat back.
Here we go.
Microsoft's fucking up. This game on all aspects is a complete letdown. Sure, it's satisfying using your Time Lord powers for the first few times, but that's really it. The story sucks, the full motion video is stupid, the cover shooting mechanics are bad, the game runs like shit on PC, a well deserved 0 out of 10.
Just play Tracer.
Tracer!
Go Gadget real review.
Oh, he really had the Inspector Gadget hat too.
Oh, good.
Inspector Gadget fedora. What if you were on Reddit right now?
I need a vape gun or whatever they are.
Vape gun?
Yeah, yeah, it blows clouds out of it. It's like a smoke bomb.
They should make a vape that you have to suck the barrel of a gun to get the vape out of this.
Yep. Anyways, Go Gadget Real Review. Let's take one from Amazon for a game that everyone gave us shit for making fun of a few weeks ago, Pokken Tournament, which is apparently just a combination of Pokemon and Tekken or something. Anyways, this review comes from Mega Vakin, who titled his review, Not Enough Tunes or Game Mode. They said,
Well, box art okay, but pass to hype. It for fanboy, only my friend was fanboy, and he only friend that liked it. It got no enough tunes to play, and not even enough game modes. And bad sing-gel play or not enough stuff to do, though I didn't tell friend that cause felt bad for friend. If fanboy, then yes, play game, but if not, try Street Fitter. It better for non-fanboy gammon. Okay, thanks. In the end, glad I could help-o. You learn game, thank 1 star.
This guy's a god.
yeah, okay, great demographic you got there, Pokemon. Hey, top notch. I really take all those comments that we received with a grain of salt now. No, that's great. I love that.
It's a game for all ages.
It's fun for everyone.
Haven't you ever just wanted to help your friend? I mean, I get it. I understand where he's coming from. It's
My
cool.
friend, his name is Friend.
It's capital F.
Just a coincidence. Funny how that worked out.
Oh, is the show canceled again?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh.
cool. It's canceled. Watch our other content over here, and we'll give Brett another couple months off.
Where can I keep track of Brett? Twitter?
Yeah.
Twitter?
Follow Brett on Twitter, and then come back in a couple months. You're still getting paid, right?
I think they just closed my email account after like 3 months.
Great. All right, bye. Say bye, Brett. Wait.
Bye, Brett. See you in E3 or
Hey, just
whatever.
Wait for like 10 seconds, and then we can loop it and make the video 20 minutes long.
See you in hell.
Can you make it to the end of the video?
Watch time, baby. Why's my elbow making that sound?
It's not good.
Did you hear that?
Tennis elbow. Rack.